Many channels on YouTube do video game reviews, but none have the greatest gamer on YouTube. The no-death run machine with over 100 no-death runs. I did it! Been playing games since 1989, the one and only Mega Dan 29, reviewing games that he has slaughtered
I'm perfect
and left in his wake. This is Mega Pro Reviews. Today, the one and only Megadan29 puts his cock down, and he reviews Black Hawk Down on the original Xbox.
What's up, guys? It's Megadan29, and today we're taking a dip into the Xbox, and we're talking about Black Hawk Down. I want to do these short reviews on just something I think about the game, and just a little bit about it from my own perspective. So I've been going back and playing some of these games, and Black Hawk Down's one that I wanted to revisit since I was pretty small. When I was probably 12 or 13, I used to play this game on the PC with a friend of mine named Paul, and we would play this game online and do all kinds of stuff, but I never knew that it came out for the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox. So I got the Xbox version. What I thought was really cool about this game is there's not a whole lot of games that go back to Somalia and kind of cover that whole thing going on over there. To be honest with you, I didn't even really know anything about it. So this game actually taught me a lot. And I think it's a really fun game. I've been playing a lot of war type of games, such as Men of Valor, Shell Shock, Viet Cong. I've played Medal of Honors and all these other games, and even like Dead Man's Hand. Just a lot of first-person shooters, and mostly army ones though. And I have never played this one, and let me tell you, this one was kind of better than most. And the reason being is, for one, the scenario was different. Being kind of in the desert, in cities, driving around places where you had some friendlies and some people that were wanting to hurt you. They'd conceal themselves and you wouldn't know if they were friendly or not. Sort of like Vietnam, when you would go to some of the villages and, you know, you might have this person that's acting like they're nice to you and then they pull out a gun or something like that. So it was definitely a little bit different in that way. But the best thing about this game was the AI. The AI controlled very well in this game, and the troops pretty much did what they were supposed to do, and they actually killed people. And something that happened a lot in this generation was they hadn't really figured out AI yet, which would cause the game to be really aggravating, and stuff like that. Stuff like that can just ruin the game. You know what I mean? And in this one, they actually do what they're supposed to do. They don't glitch too many times. I did come across a time when there was a dude that got stuck on the stairs, and I was supposed to clear out this building, and then I'm supposed to get out of the building. And when I had to go back down the stairs, this dude's stuck on the stairs, and I had to kind of like shimmy him out of the way and stuff. But that was literally the only time. And I think that when you're messing around with this generation, that kind of thing is going to happen. They just hadn't figured it out yet. More like PS3 and Xbox 360 is when they really start getting that stuff under control with like Call of Duty Modern Warfare and things like that, where everybody did what they were supposed to do. So sometimes when you play these old games, you have to be patient, and you have to understand that they probably haven't figured that out yet, and you're gonna get some bugs, man. Stuff's gonna happen. So in this game versus a lot of other ones I played, this one's a lot more, only one or two things happened. It never really made me angry what my AI was doing, and that's a very big part of the game. Another thing that was really interesting is it was a little bit more realistic than most games. You can't just run in there and just start shooting everybody. There's times it works like that, but most of the time you kind of want to keep your distance. You got to cover your corners, and you have to kind of battle more realistically. You know, you have to kind of strategize, like, okay, if I go in this building and there's a hallway over here and there's a window here, I need to cover my bases, where in most games, like I think a lot of Medal of Honor games and stuff, you can literally just run in there and just and in this game you can't really do that, or you're gonna get screwed up real quick. So I kind of like that about this. I thought it was really good. The graphics were decent. They were nothing groundbreaking. They weren't really bad though either. I would say they're not as good as some of the other first-person shooters I played. But the thing is, the gameplay kind of made up for it. You know, it was a really fun game. It had really fun missions, very realistic missions too, with just going and rescuing guys at this area. And you know, obviously the story of Black Hawk Down, the helicopter gets shot down, you have to go save them. Obviously you cover that basis, but there was other things too, like quick rescue missions or a quick clear out of a building or something like that, and it was a lot more realistic. Like, these are missions that probably really happened. You know, you would play it and it wasn't ridiculous. You always had reinforcements. You were never really alone. You know, you didn't have these commando Rambo type missions where you're just doing it all by yourself. Like, no, you pretty much had your dudes with you and you guys did your certain jobs, right? But I just think this game was really good and I highly recommend it. It's also not very expensive. I think this was only like $10 or $15, especially the Xbox version. But I think the PS2 version is pretty cheap as well. I know it's not an expensive game. And I just think it's really, really good, and that people should more know about it and give it a chance. I don't hear anybody talk about this one. And the only reason I picked it up is because I played it when I was a kid. So I guess I can kind of go into scores now. And the first thing we would say is graphics. I would say graphics were probably like a 3 or a 2.5. It was lower. They weren't, like I said, they were nothing groundbreaking, and there were times it was kind of poor. You know what I mean? But nothing that you would laugh at, but they weren't very good either. Sound, I would say sound was just about average. I didn't hear anything crazy great or anything insane. So then there's the Chug. He's got to make his presence known. But here, look at his butthole. But anyway, I would say sound was just straight up average. So go ahead and give it like a 3.5.
Whoa! Yep, that's what I was thinking.
Combat. Combat is where the AI went really well and did really good here. And I would say with the AI, you know, combat's got to be like a 4.5. I'm going to say it wasn't perfect. A 5 is perfect. A 5 means I played through the whole game and it's perfect. So please understand the scale here. 4.5 is really good. 4.5 means I just had a couple of errors, as I discussed earlier. So I would say that's a 4.5. And then what are we looking at? Fun factor. I would have to go with a 4.5 as well, because I was actually getting home from work and like looking forward to playing this game. Like, I'd be like, dude, let's go play some Black Hawk Down. You know, so I was really excited to get to it and continue it on. It was also a really good length of a game. Like, it had probably about, I don't know, 15 to 20 missions, and they all didn't take extremely long. It was like that right kind of length, where it wasn't too long of a game where you're kind of ready for it to be over, and it wasn't too short a game where it left you wanting more. When it ended, it pretty much ended at the right time. I would say maybe a little bit over. Maybe I was ready for it to be over at maybe 1 or 2 missions left. But I would say for the most part, I was having a good time.
God fucking bitch and damn, God fucking bitch and damn. Did I not fucking hit him? I'm boom, dude. Holy fuck, dude. I am fucking wailing on that guy. Come on now.
Another thing about the game is it's a really fair game. So that would be the next thing we kind of cover, is the challenge. It's extremely fair. You don't have to be highly skilled to take this one out. You don't have to pay that much attention. You just gotta kind of be smart, and you have to kind of think realistic, and sort of like you're playing, like, you ever play paintball and you have to kind of think about what you're doing before you go and do it, and you're not just running around recklessly. There's just so many games, especially first-person shooters, where you're just running around recklessly and you're this Rambo Commando. No, we're here. Or you're Rambo, and you're just able to RoboCop or Terminator your way through the level. And this is not like that. But as long as you think, and as long as you take it slow, use your AI, do what you're supposed to do, pay attention to where you're supposed to go, your mission objectives, you should be pretty good. It's just something to kind of sit back and enjoy and have a good time with. And I think they did a really stinking good job on it. So guys, Black Hawk Down. If you like first-person shooters, you like army games, you want to learn a little bit, because I know I didn't know a lot about this, then check out Black Hawk Down. Xbox version probably has better graphics. PS2 version's a lot of the same. But what controller you want to play with? I played with the Duke on Xbox. Anything's good. Check it out, guys. Black Hawk Down. Peace out, son. Ah, nuggets.
I don't know if that happened in real life, dude. I don't think it did.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of Mega Pro Reviews. To see a full playthrough of this game, check out Dan on his channel, Mega Dan 29. We'll see you next time, everybody. Keep gaming.